Hey, good people. Welcome to another edition of This Brother Can Fly.
Perfect.
Now, it's beautiful out here. I mean, it is absolutely gorgeous. I hear a little wind in the background. You may see a little bit of wind in the trees there, but I checked the METAR, and the METAR seems to be pretty good. So I'm headed to the airport to fly. But before I do that, I want to give my subscriber shout out right this minute to Matthew Leocha. I will say that your comment about the METAR was absolutely brilliant. So thank you for that. And thank you, Matt, for supporting the channel, being a subscriber, and sending a comment every now and then. Those types of things, Matt, really make a difference in this journey. So I thank you for that. All right, now, let's get the heck out of there, because Russ can fly today. All right, control lock. I've already taken the control lock out. Master switch. Gonna turn that on.
See, this is, remember, this is like an abbreviated pre-flight, so you can turn that back off.
Okay, yeah, it's off. Okay. Flaps are down.
Yeah, so yeah, you could probably start.
So click here. Okay. Pre-flight switch are complete. Doors and windows closed and latched.
It was like hit my window in the middle of the flight, and then this.
I've done it so many times. Carburetor heat.
In is off, out is on.
So so when they say, so when they say carburetor heat off, so
That's
in is off.
Yep.
Okay. Master switch on. And then prime. You think it's cold enough to prime it?
You can probably give 2.
Clear prop!
Usually we need to open the window, but it's
okay. Alright.
Make sure you're on the brakes.
Yep, I'm on the brakes this time. Laps up.
Yep. 859 Papa Alpha.
Mixture lean for peak.
Yep. So I just like to just pull it out a little bit. This one we're gonna put it right back in anyway.
Okay.
Let's go.
Wings traffic, you got lattice turning base to final runway.
All right, brakes.
Yep. So we check our brakes real quick.
So
you can let it roll.
Those are my brakes.
My controls.
Your controls.
Good. Your controls.
My controls.
We'll see what it's like out there.
Wing traffic, Skyhawk 1, I can run me at left base from wing 6 wings.
Take this turn nice and slow.
Sorry.
Nope. Brakes.
All right, so I see this turning.
This is turning. And
this turning.
Turn coordinator is good. All's opposite. Your eyes will get in the habit of,
Yeah, like looking.
Try and go into that back corner there. Even though the wind is coming, once we turn, it's going to be right at our back. Stupid. You need to turn a little bit more, you give it a little more power. And then straighten out the run. There we go.
Good?
Yep.
Okay. We can dive down pretty good.
It's a bit tricky, I feel like. He's high. Well, wings traffic, Cessna 901 Quebec Sierra is departing runway 6, departing to the north wings. You can go. Okay.
The anticipation of taking off is always so phenomenal. I'm equal parts excited and nervous, all wrapped into one. But it's just awesome. Let's go.
Wings force, everything Papa's clear. 6, taxi the upper ramp.
Yep. So remember here, there's a left turning tendencies when you put full power in, so Don't like. You can try and anticipate a little bit, but don't put too much in right at the beginning. Just slowly start adding a little bit of right rudder in as you put full power in.
Okay.
All right, we're ready to go.
All right, here we go. Heels on the floor.
A little bit of right rudder, yep. And you're looking for 55 here. There we go, nice smoothly rotate.
Sorry about that.
Wing traffic, Citizen Skyline taking active. Runway 6.
The hell? My noise canceling wasn't on. It was so loud.
Oh, you didn't have your noise canceling on?
No. Good job, keeping an eye on that ball, right? You need right rudder almost the whole time here.
Yeah.
I showed you on the ground why that's the case, or was that?
Yeah.
I could show you again.
Departing runway 6.
At 1200, you could turn to the north.
Okay.
And still climbing up.
Wing traffic, Cessna 150, departing runway 6.
Okay, turning 360.
If you noticed, the plane was bouncing around when I took off. Yes, plane was bouncing around when I took off. It was a little windy and a little turbulence.
The wing Cessna 901, Quebec Sierra is departing to the north on the left crosswind, last call wings. I think this compass it got a little off when we were taking off, so I think north is like about a 350 heading.
Okay.
Skyline departing to the south.
Maybe even a little bit more. Still climbing up. You can climb all the way up to 3,000.
Okay.
Center traffic news 7 is 5. To the south will be inbound 09 minutes. Delaware Coastal 799.
Give me a 340 heading.
340.
Remember, you could start climbing like 80, 85 now. You'll bring that nose down a tiny bit.
Okay. I'm looking for that sight picture.
Yep. And if you need to trim, right, we use trim to kind of to help us out.
Oh, gotcha.
Delaware Coastal 799 on final for runway 10. Delaware Coastal. There's 73 now to the south here, about a minute.
Leaving traffic, 44 right towards wind, runway 9er, switching to Newark.
You heard me say I was trying to get the sight picture. What that means is I'm trying to establish what it looks like outside when I'm flying level. That way I can be sure I am not doing anything wrong.
Traffic 6 here, Pump left downwind, runway 11, center.
Oh, yeah. A little bumpy. You can feel that storm coming in.
Yeah.
There's some right base now.
Nah, that's not. Usually during a storm, the winds are not that crazy.
Traffic, Skyline 2 Echo X-ray.
It's after, so on Sunday.
Crosswind to the southwest.
It'll be like real crazy, huh?
This last weekend and stuff like that was crazy.
Traffic, Cessna 150.
Alright, we're at 3,000.
3,000. So pitch first.
Pitch first.
Right here is about level, right?
Okay.
Right here is about level. And then power back to 2,200.
23 Delta is
2,200.
And then trim if you need trim to relieve the pressures, right? So what are you doing right now to keep it here? Pretty good. I think you're going up a little bit.
Up
Right?
a little. So I'll trim down.
There you go.
Low down trim.
If you find yourself needing to push or pull to keep a certain attitude,
Then do your trim.
Use trim, you know?
Gotcha.
So I'll show you exactly how that can come in a little more helpful too. So yeah, get me back down to 3,000.
Okay.
I want you to get nice and trimmed, and so we're nice and level. The winds here.
The call at Delaware Coastal. What's your location? I'm
The winds here.
considering a space entry.
Pretty
So it's
calm.
at this point that I'm trying to figure out, okay, how do I keep the nose from popping up on me and gaining altitude? So I know I have to move the wheel up, the trim wheel up, to trim the nose down. But there's just so many other things that I'm trying to really focus on, including rudder input. So At this point, I'm getting a little overloaded, but I'm still loving it and trying to figure it out.
Oh, you can like kind of like, if you're like within like 100 feet, you can kind of like force it to where you want it.
Okay, gotcha.
Bring it down. You don't need to let it. You control the plane, right?
Okay, right. I got you. Not doing too subtle with it.
Yeah. All right. How about you give me a turn to 270, right turn. 270. And we'll do a stall.
Now, if you don't understand what a stall means, if you can see my face, that means we stall the plane like it's gonna like fall out of the sky. So that's why I'm looking very serious. Listen to these instructions.
Philly approach, Cherokee 4475 Juliet, level 2.5. 4475 Juliet, Philly approach, the altimeter is 3024.
I'll slowly start adding power now.
32.4.
Speed up to like 65 knots.
Maintain VFR course.
Okay, 65 knots.
I am really, really nervous to do this stall, y'all.
Oh yeah, this compass is no longer heading indicator is no longer correct. Still speed it up, so now we want to pitch down a little bit. Now slowly take that power out. So what you're gonna do here is once we get to 65 and a nice descent, so take a little bit more power out.
Take a little more out?
Yeah, a little bit more. You're gonna power idle, so it would probably be at 3,300, right? So I don't get that descent down to 3,300. You're gonna go power completely idle, and then maintain altitude.
Okay.
And then when the plane stalls, you're gonna go reduce the angle of attack, full power simultaneously. All right, at the same time, and then let the speed pick up a little bit, and then start pitching up again for a climb. First notch of flaps come up right away.
Okay.
And then you want 65 and a positive rate for the rest of the flaps.
Gotcha.
All right. So right at 3,300, you can go power idle. Here's good. You can go power idle and then maintain this altitude. So you need a lot of pitch up.
Philip, 4758, 9,000 for 6,000, heading
Pitch up. And falls, full power. Reduce the angle of attack. First notch right away. And you want 65.
65. Got it.
Positive rate.
Positive rate.
Now the rest of the flaps can come in. Beautiful. You did better than me. You lost less than 100 feet. Less than 100 feet. So if you're ready, you can try yourself. All right. Your controls.
My control.
You're set up perfectly right now at the moment.
And so, am I pitching at all? I'm just
So as you're rolling in, you want to start increasing a little bit of back pressure.
Okay.
I'll walk you through it and I'll help you out a little bit.
okay.
So start rolling out.
Speed 180 Piedmont, 4829.
A little bit more. Don't pitch back yet. Still don't have enough bank in, so we climbed a little bit, right? So right about here is 45, but now look down, look outside. We're going straight down, right?
Yeah.
So you want to start increasing that back pressure.
Runway 170, start going back and final first.
Visual 17, slow to final pit off for SI4.
If you're looking outside now, this is kind of what you want to see outside. Look, straight up ahead you. Where this nose is on the horizon right now is kind of what you want to see.
Okay.
132.8.
Really good. I'm not even helping you right now. Start rolling out. Start rolling out. Really good. Now when you're leveling off, because you have that back pressure in, don't let it come up, because we have back pressure in, you might balloon a little bit.
Okay.
So we're good. We did that fine. Now we can go right to the right. Same idea as before. Same idea as before. It might look a little different because you're on the left side. But remember, back pressure, right? We're going straight into the ground right now. So increase it a little bit, increase back pressure, more back pressure.
So he keeps saying back pressure, back pressure. He wants me to pull the yoke, but that yoke is so heavy.
See, when you came into that roll, you were a little delayed on getting that back pressure
okay.
in, so then we descended a lot, but still not too bad. Be careful now, we have too much back pressure. Our bank angle's good, and we overshot. It's my fault too, I was focusing on. Alright, those were good, alright? Let's do it on 270 heading, let's just keep an eye on the heading.
Okay.
Let's do another one.
We're looking Piedmont, 4829.
We're good to go to the left.
To the left?
Yep.
Alright.
Start rolling out at 45, start rolling out at 45. Don't increase too much. Now we'll start increasing back pressure, right? Look outside. I would look straight ahead is probably the best idea. Look at your nose in relation to the horizon. You want it to be a little bit above the horizon.
Okay.
This is perfect right here. A little bit too much now, a little bit too much.
So there's a couple things that happened at this point. Now, as usual, my back GoPro died, and that is the camera that has the headsets plugged into it. So once that GoPro dies, you can't hear us anymore. But the other thing that started to happen is these 360 turns. So these are like what they call, I think, clearing turns. I think you would use these turns in the event that you're getting ready to land and air traffic control says something like, we need more time, we need you to do like a 360 in order to, I don't know, give another airplane enough time to do their maneuvers or get off the runway or whatever. So you have to do these 360s. Well, this was probably about the 5th or 6th one we had done, and I gotta tell you, I was definitely doing a lot of talking at this point because I was getting ready to look for that puke bag because my stomach started to flip-flop. So I'm like, all right, dude, that's really good. You go ahead and take the control. So as you can see here, he's kind of teaching me and showing me some other stuff. At this point, you see me hugging myself. That's because I am trying not to puke on my instructor at this point. So anyway, yeah, 360 turns and the back pressure and stuff. The yoke gets really, really heavy. And then you feel the G's in your seat. Like it feels like somebody's just crushing you into the seat. Oh man, it was a trip. But flying is very complicated and a lot of work, but man, is it fun. So it's at this point that I get really scared because now we're getting ready to come into for a landing. There is so much that's going on. So we now have to put flaps in to slow our airspeed. We have to make sure that we're calling into the radio to make sure that there's other planes that know where we are. I have to be mindful of whether or not it's time to turn base or final. I got to look at my airspeed. I got to look at my altimeter to see how high I am. And it just gets to be overwhelming. So I will say my CFI let me get pretty close to the airport. So he let me do a lot of work. And you can see he's explaining a lot of things to me. I'm looking around. I'm looking for traffic. I'm trying to make sure I'm at the right attitude, have the right pitch, have the right altitude, have the right airspeed, and then here I am. I'm getting ready to turn to, I believe I'm turning base at this point, which means you're turning like perpendicular to the air, the landing strip or the runway, and so there's just so much that's going on here. So, you know, I want to land the plane. I'm like, I've got in my head, okay, I know this is only my 5th lesson, but I really want to learn how to land this plane because I can take off. The takeoff kind of sucked this flight, but it just got to be too much. It got to be overwhelming. So he saw that, you know, I was a little nervous, that, you know, there was just so much going on, and even though we're probably only going about 55, 60 knots at this point, it was just too much. And the wind, there was like at least a 10 knot crosswind, so it was just too much. So you can see I ceded controls to my CFI, and we landed, you know, fairly shortly thereafter. And you know, it was still a good learning experience. I felt a little disappointed in myself that I didn't try to land the plane myself, but it just there was just too much going on. And with the crosswind, we were doing something called crabbing, where the airplane is kind of flying a little sideways. So, you know, I kind of chickened out, and you can see where I'm like explaining to him, like, yeah, we were crabbing, and what do I do? So all in all, a great flight. I definitely wasn't disappointed from the standpoint that, you know, he had to take the controls like right at the end there to land the flight. But man, I learn a ton every time I do this. And this is why flying to me is just so awesome, because you just learn so much. so that was awesome. I mean, man, what a flight. I am exhausted, but I got to do so much great stuff. Power on stalls, power off stalls, steep turns. One of the things that I found out is that when I do a steep bank turn to the left, I'm good because I can see the sight picture out the window. But when I do a steep turn to the right, I really couldn't see, so I needed more back pressure, and the nose kept going down. So, but at any rate, oh man, what a great flight. I tell you, I'm loving this. Got a little freaked out. You know, we were doing some stalls because the plane kind of drops, and that's a little scary, but other than that, great stuff. So thank you for being with me on this flight. That's my 5th flight, and I'm just ready to do. I wish I could do this every day. So anyway, thank you for joining me. If you haven't subscribed to the channel thus far, please do so. I thank you for joining me thus far. Russ Kid, I'm out of here, baby. See y'all.